Hi, I'm Russell. Thank you for being here. I'm going to say a few words now about the various landscape mediums which are a vital part of any wet on wet technique and not just the Bob Ross wet on wet technique. Okay, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Russell, and today I'm going to spend a few words talking about landscape mediums. They're a vital part of any wet on wet technique, not just the Bob Ross one. But in the Bob Ross range of mediums, we have liquid white, liquid clear, liquid black, and we also have liquid opal. But liquid opal is used in floral painting, so I'm not going to mention it much here. I've also included in this odorless thinners, and I've got some odorless thinner here in a dropper bottle, and also linseed oil. As I said, applying a liquid medium is a vital part of any wet on wet technique, and it helps you blend colours on the canvas. Now, liquid white is applied to usually a white or a grey gessoed canvas. A grey gessoed canvas, which is the Bob Ross one, so that when you apply liquid white, you can make sure that you've applied the liquid white properly all over the canvas. If you have any grey spots coming through, put a bit more liquid white there. And then you start painting. Normally in Bob Ross, it's the sky with phthalo blue, or if it's a winter scene, it's going to be with Prussian blue. You can also use liquid white to mix with colours when applying highlights to bushes and trees towards the end of the painting. But the thing about liquid white is that it lightens colours. The first coat of paint you put on, say the sky, the phthalo blue, is lightened by the liquid white. You can use liquid white to thin down the highlight colours and apply it as highlights. But in doing so, you will lighten the colours that you use as highlights. Bob, in the early days, used something called magic white. Magic white was a similar liquid, a similar paint liquid, developed by another company. He used that on a few of his videos and then made his own and called it liquid white. We then move on to liquid clear. Funnily enough, it's a clear liquid. Well, actually, it's a sort of very pale yellow liquid, and is usually used on black canvases. You can use it on the white canvas, but what it does as well, being clear, it maintains the colour brightness of your paints. It's a bit thicker than liquid white, and so you have to rub it in a little harder. And also with liquid clear, you have to make sure you wipe off any excess. Otherwise your painting could actually slide down the canvas. You can also use it to highlight or to mix with highlighting colours when you highlight your trees and bushes. But also, if you do that, it dries. When it dries, it gives off a very nice, slightly sparkly sheen to the painting. Now, liquid clear only became available as a product about partway through series 13. So when using a black canvas from series 1 to partway through series 13, he never mentions liquid clear. He just applies transparent paint direct to the canvas. From series 13 onwards, liquid clear is available, and he always mentions it on his black canvases. So if you're painting one of his paintings from series 1 to 13, use liquid clear. As I say, the only reason it wasn't mentioned then is because it wasn't available. Now, one thing about highlights, Bob mentions odorless thinners. Now, when you're doing highlights, if you mix a little bit of odorless thinner in with your highlight paint, you maintain once again the colour saturation, but thin the paint down slightly. And in a couple also of his earlier videos, he mentions using linseed oil to do that, but linseed oil now is out, but with liquid clear, odorless thinners and liquid white. We then have the third colour, little used but very useful, liquid black. In fact, when I did the CRI course, I only used liquid black once, and that was to paint a stormy, as the first coating for a stormy sky. Liquid black dulls colours down, so it can allow you to add an additional colour layer to your painting, and the more colour layers you have on a painting, the more realistic it looks. So you apply liquid black, you apply your first layer of paint, which is dulled down, You can then apply a second layer of paint, which is of, say, normal saturation, and then you can apply additional layers of paint, maybe which have been thinned slightly with liquid white, to give you your highlights. It gives a very, very dramatic effect. It also creates a natural contrast and shadow areas in your paintings, and as I say, it helps you make more layers. I hope that what I've said is useful. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel, because it means, by subscribing, it means that you'll be kept up to date when I put new material up. Thank you. See you soon.